Now, yesterday, the shares of Nio, Rivian, Lucid, and Tesla are the only EV stocks that finished the day on the red. The others, like Lioto, Xpeng, Zika, these other stocks all finished on a green. In fact, they did pretty well, pretty decent, which is something that is good for them. Kudos. But for Tesla, it was worse because they saw the market cap being slashed below or coming below $1 trillion, which this did not sit well with the Tesla investors. But as people were talking about Tesla market cap going below $1 trillion, Tesla came and said and announced that they've started with the deliveries of their new Model Y. You will know that we have seen the latest Model Y that Tesla launched sometime last year. In fact, they said they are not scared of competition. I mean, these were their exact words. They said, feel free to compare and you'll know once you try it. This is what Tesla wrote on Weibo. I mean, you will know that some of the models that are bringing or that are expected to bring some massive hit onto Tesla is the Xiaomi YU7, Xpeng G6, Lioto i8, and our very own ONVO L90. These are the cars that are supposed to bring some massive hit on the Tesla Model Y. I mean, one of the things that resulted into Tesla dropping yesterday plus 8%, it was primarily due to the fact that their sales in Europe, China, and the US have dropped year to date. Year to date, the sales have dropped. I think in China, sales year to date have dropped by 30%, which this shows the fierce competition that is in China. China is doing the most. China, it's where the market is at. It's where the tough competition is at, because in as much as, yes, we are talking about the ONVO L90 coming to compete directly with the Tesla Model Y, the very same ONVO L90, it is here to compete its direct competitors, as said also by another direct competitor, which this one was announced by the ONVO president, is the Lioto L9, right? So this, in as much as, yes, they are targeting Tesla, but these companies are also in competition amongst themselves, which is something that we should take, or we should have at the back of our mind, right? The fierce competition in China continues. The fierce battle of who sells the most, who win the market share, is still happening in China. And as said by our very own CEO, what will be the most important at the end of the day is the technology in the car and the after sales services. This is what will separate, or this is what will make the company to do well in the future. If you're not innovating, if your after sales services are horrible, unfortunately you are going to end up losing a market share due to this, which this is something that our CEO has been stressing, and he said they are going to remain at the top right there when it comes to technology. When it comes to technology, we all know that there is no EV company globally that can come and compete with the kind of technology that you find onto Nio cars. And because we already have this technology that is so unique in the fast growing space, we also have got the top-notch after sales services. As previously we were discussing 2 days, you'll remember we were discussing the latest findings, or the latest table indicating the after sales services score, which Nio came second over BMW, over Mercedes, over Tesla, over Xiaomi, over Xpeng, over Lioto. This shows you that Nio has got this thing under control, and because of their innovation, because of their 5-star after sales service, Nio, there's no doubt that they won't continue doing very well. Nio is a company which they will continue doing well. In fact, they are going to continue bringing much heat onto Tesla. And the fact that, yes, Tesla is still selling. I mean, last year in China, Tesla sold over 600,000 cars, right? And this year, I'm telling you, the way things are going, we could see Tesla, who knows, sales falling below 500,000. It is very much possible. Trust me, it is possible, because this year, quite a number of EV companies like Nio are launching new products. Nio is introducing new products under their sub-brand. 2 cars are coming. There is Firefly, the third sub-brand, or the third brand under Nio, which Obviously, this again is going to make or take the market by storm. So one thing that I've picked up with Firefly is that some of the investors are not really sure if Firefly will do well. And I've told you this, I will tell you this again. Firefly is going to shock the market. Firefly is going to do exceptionally well, more than what even Nio expected. In fact, Nio has already came and said that the pre-sales, pre-orders have surpassed their expectations, which this shows you that when it comes to the time where they are starting with the deliveries of the Firefly sub-brand, guess what? It's lights out. This is what will make, of course, a Firefly to do very well, because not only is it cheap, but it also supports battery swapping. So there is still a lot that will take place this year. The competition in China continues. Companies are continuing to launch new cars, trying to fight or stay in the game. We're talking about the Nio i8 yesterday, which that car is supposed to come and compete also. Tesla Model Y, ONVO L60, Xiaomi YU7. These are some of the competitors. Xpeng G6. These are some of the competitors that, of course, that car we saw yesterday, it will be competing against. Now, about our very own Nio, one thing that I said yesterday is that we are not sure if price for the Nio L90 will still be within the 200 to 300 RMB, of which if it is still within that bracket, it's lights out, man. Honestly, who would not want to buy a big SUV for less than 300,000 RMB? A 7-seater SUV for less than 300,000 RMB with high-tech, high innovation, and cherry on top, it supports battery swapping. People are gonna flocking and buy that car. But of course, let's wait. Let's see how things unfold, but it's still going to go down in China. It won't be easy for these companies to sell as they said they would. Meaning that even for Nio to sell for 50, they will really need to push. They will really need to make sure that their cars stand out in terms of technology, because we don't also want, like I said yesterday, cannibalism coming from ONVO to Nio. Nio still needs to remain or needs to hold its position as the top end, high-end premium car, which with that is when we can be certain that Nio will continue doing well. Otherwise, if they don't take it to the next level with the Nio, obviously ONVO will cannibalize some of the Nio sales, right? So this is what we saw. Tesla Model Y started deliveries in China, and they say feel free to go and test drive it and compare with the others. That's a very bold statement from Tesla, but let's wait, let's see. But what has been happening throughout the years, we know that car companies or EV companies have been failing to get that car that dethrones Tesla Model Y as one of the best-selling EV model globally, right? This is the model that has done the most, or that is doing the most globally for Tesla. And in China, car companies or EV makers have been trying so hard to get or to dethrone Tesla Model Y as the best-selling model in China, right? Or as the top-selling model in China. But again, let's wait, let's see how it unfolds. But as I've said, I think the total sales that Tesla generates this year in China is going to go below 500,000, which is something that we must have at the back of our minds. So I look forward to what will happen. I look forward to the sales that might come from Nio, from ONVO, especially because I'm heavy onto Nio. Yesterday I went in the market, purchased, increased my holdings. My average price target onto Nio, it's now around $16, which is something that it's very, very good for me, because I've been trying to buy from an average share price of 36 to now $16. It is something that is good, and I'll continue doing so the more Nio stays at this current trading price or share price, right? So do your own due diligence. Long term will win. Blue sky is coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I'll see you on the next one, and God bless you all.